Let's start electrical potential. Before discussing electrical potential, we will consider some other examples which will explain this very clearly. The first of all is we consider two different cylinders. One is wider while another one narrow, being separated by a tap. Now, whenever this tap is removed or whenever this tap is open, what will happen? The thing happens here is the liquid starts flowing from narrow one to wider one. Although wider one have greater amount of liquid. This indicates that the amount of flow or direction of flow do not depends on amount of liquid. But the direction of flow depends on level of liquid. And if the level of liquid in narrow cylinder is more than that in wider cylinder, obviously the liquid will flow from high level to low level. Although the liquid in narrow cylinder is less in amount in comparison to wider cylinder. So it's not the amount which determines the direction of flow of liquid, but it is the level of liquid which determines the direction of flow. So we can conclude that liquid always flows from high level to low level. High level to low level till their levels become same. Okay, so it's level which determines the direction of flow of liquid. In the same manner, we will consider another example where there are two bodies. Okay, there are two bodies, one containing 500 joule of heat, while another one containing say 200 amount of heat, 200 joule amount of heat. Now when they are kept in contact, the heat will flow from high temperature body to low temperature body. That means the direction of flow of heat do not depends on amount of heat contained in the bodies. Just like here, the direction of flow of liquid do not depends on amount of liquid contained in the containers. In the same manner, the direction of flow of heat do not depends on amount of heat contained in the subject or object. So on what factor does it depends? It depends on temperature. And in the same manner as discussed above, heat flows from high temperature body to low temperature body till their temperatures becomes same. And as soon as the temperature becomes same, the flow is stopped. So here the temperature is determining factor for the direction of flow of heat, and in above case the level is determining factor for the direction of flow of liquid. Now we will come to the point, say there are two objects. The first one have 900 coulomb of charge while second one has 300 coulomb of charge. Now we cannot decide that when they are kept in contact, what will be the direction of flow of charges, because the direction of flow of charge do not depends on the amount of charge contained in the object. That means we can't say that since here charge is more, so definitely charges will flow from here to here. No, it can't be said. So there must be some other factor which decides the direction of flow of charge. Just like the above two cases, in the first case level decides the direction of flow of liquid. Here temperature decides the direction of flow of heat. In the same manner, here potential decides the direction of flow of charge. And for the time being, suppose this one is at high potential and this one is the low potential. In that case, obviously, although the charge is less here, but it will flow from this body to this body, means from X to Y, till their potential becomes same. That means we can write here that the charges will flow from high potential object to low potential object till their potential becomes same. Till their potential becomes same. Their potential becomes same. So obviously here the deciding factor for the direction of flow of charge is nothing but this potential. This potential. So considering this, at least we can conclude that potential is the electrical condition which determines the direction of flow of charge, and generally charges flows from high potential object to low potential object. That means we can conclude that the first one, potential is the electrical condition determining the direction of flow of charge. And the second conclusion is charges always flows from high potential object to low potential object. But it is the general case. It's not the always. It is general case. Generally charges flows from high potential to low potential. In some special conditions or in some special setup, we can make the reverse thing. That means charge can flow from low potential to high potential. Now we will discuss the potential at a point due to a point charge within its field. Before starting that, we must conclude that potential exists only if some work is done against a conservative force. The conservative force is that for which total energy of the system remains conserved. Total mechanical energy of the system remains conserved, and Coulomb's force is one of the conservative force. Hence, we can conclude that the force of attraction or repulsion between the charged particles is conservative in nature. Hence, any work done against this force will be stored within the body in the form of potential energy, which will get converted into kinetic energy whenever the external agent is removed. Let's explain it. Suppose there is a Q charge, and if there is a positive unit charge somewhere in its field, obviously as this one is also positive, plus 1 is also positive, so this Q will repel this plus 1, and it will repel till the field of Q. Now where the field of Q gets sent? It's infinity, where field becomes 0. So obviously this positive will repel each other. In that case, plus 1 will start moving, and it will move till it experience a force, and it will experience a force till field exists. Now field exists up to infinity, so obviously plus 1 will stay at infinity when left free to move theoretically, because it is the theoretical case where field exists up to infinity. Now if we suppose to bring it back in somewhere in the field of Q, we need to do some work against this repulsive force, because as we start moving +1, we are moving against this type of force, and hence since some work is done against this force, that means repulsive force, so that amount of work will remain stored in the +1 in the form of potential energy, and as soon as we will remove the external force, it will definitely go back to infinity. That means potential energy will be converted into kinetic energy. Okay. Now electric potential in the terms of physics is defined as, work done in moving +1 charge from infinity to a certain point in the field of another charge. Say this Q is the another charge which we have considered in definition. So what we have to do, we have to bring +1 charge from infinity to a certain point in this field, in the field of this charge. So suppose +1 was initially at infinity and we have brought it to somewhere in the field of Q. Say this is the point P, while the position of Q is at O. In that situation, definitely if it is positive, the +1 had experienced a repulsive force in this direction and we have moved in this direction. So obviously force and displacement are in opposite directions. So what have we done? We have done a work against force, and that amount of work will remain stored in this +1 in the form of potential energy. But that potential energy in terms of physics is known as electrical potential, not potential energy, electrical potential. Okay. Now instead of +1, if we bring any other charge, say +2, +3, +Q, -Q, except +1, if we bring any other charge, the amount of work done will also remain in that one also, and that is known as electrical potential energy. Electrical potential energy. So electrical potential is definitely work done in the said condition for bringing +1, and this is the work done for bringing any other, means except +1. Okay. Now we are going to calculate what will be the electrical potential, that is work done in bringing +1 from infinity to the desired point. Suppose there is a charge Q. And what we are going to do is we will bring +1 from infinity to a certain point in the field of this charge Q, say at the point P, where the distance between O and P is R. Now in the mean path, while moving from infinity to P, we will consider two positions of +1 very near to each other, and say those positions are named as A and B. So while moving from infinity to P, in the mean path, the two positions of +1 were at some time A and B. Now the distance between A and B is suppose dx, which is very small. Now if we consider that when the plus 1 were at A, the distance from Q was x, and since in this case we have considered Q positive, so obviously this plus 1 at A will also experience a repulsive force, and that repulsive force on plus 1 is given by E is equal to, as you all know that the force on plus 1 is given by capital E, that is intensity. So E is equal to 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 into Q2 using Coulomb's law. So Q1 is Q, Q2 is 1, so their product will become Q by x square. And this force is definitely along OA, means the force experienced by plus 1 is in this direction at this point, say at point A. Okay. Now, as we are looking here, on observing this expression closely, we find that the intensity solely depends on x. In this case particularly, because we are not going to change this one, we are not going to change this one. So only the variable thing is x. So as plus 1 moves from this point to this point, what have changed? The distance have changed. Distance between what? Distance between O and this plus 1 charge. But the change in distance is so small that we can conclude that the corresponding change in E is negligible. That means the force on plus 1 apparently remains same for this small amount of displacement, and hence we conclude that force on plus 1 remains same while moving from A to B, because the force was same at A and same at B. So we can conclude that the force remains same when we are moving from A to B. Now, during this movement, means during motion from A to B, obviously there is a force and there is a displacement, and both force and displacement are in opposite directions. Hence there must be some work done against this force. So work done is given by force into displacement with a negative sign. Since displacement is small, we will conclude that the work done is also small, say it is dW. Now negative sign shows that force and displacement are in opposite directions. The force and displacement are in opposite directions. Now using the value of E from above equation, we can write here dW is equal to minus Q by 4 pi epsilon naught x square dx. Now consider that this is a small work done while we are moving from A to B. So net work done in moving from infinity to from infinity to P. For that we will definitely integrate the above expression. So net work done in moving plus 1 from infinity to the point P can be calculated by integration. So integrating both sides. Now we have to choose proper limit. For choosing proper limit, we have to consider the variables. Now looking to left hand side, the variable is W, that means work. Okay. So we have to put initial value of work here and final value here, and that will be the limit of integration. Now considering the initial position of +1, initially +1 was at infinity, and at infinity intensity is 0. So there is no force on +1. So if +1 starts dancing there or moving there, definitely there will be no work done over it, as there is no force. And why there is no force? Because the intensity at infinity becomes 0. So definitely at infinity work done is 0. So initial limit is 0. Now on moving +1 from this to this, say the net amount of work done is V. While moving from infinity to this point, say the net amount of work done is V. So this is your work done in moving from infinity to this point. So this is your work done in moving from infinity to this point. So obviously the final limit of work done is V. On considering the right hand side, the variable is x. Now what is x in the given expression? Right now when we are calculating all these things, x is representing the distance of +1 from O. So distance between +1 and O is x right now. But we need to find its initial and final value. So what was the distance from +1 from O? Initially it was at infinity. So initial value of this distance x was infinity. And since x is representing distance of +1, so what is the final distance of +1 from O? It is definitely r. Look here. So on integrating, we will get w limit 0 to v. Here also q by 4 pi epsilon naught, as you all know, dx by x square when integrated will give 1 minus 1 by x. The range is infinity to r. Now putting the limits, putting upper limit minus lower limit, again putting here also q by 4 pi epsilon naught is constant, putting here also upper limit first minus lower limit. What will we get? Something by infinity, we know that becomes 0. So final expression is w is equal to q by 4 pi epsilon naught into r. Now we will draw some conclusions and make some special inference from this expression. The first of all, the expression we have just calculated is v is equal to q by 4 pi epsilon naught into r. V equal to q by 4 pi epsilon naught into r. This shows that the first inference, this shows that v is positive, and it's just because the q is positive. So we can conclude that v is positive for positive value of q and vice versa. So if we conclude a negative charge, the potential due to it will definitely be -1. Now considering second conclusion, what we have done in previous derivation, this was your q and this was your position of +1 finally, but it was brought from obviously infinity, and this distance is r. So what we have derived that v, that means q by 4 pi epsilon naught into r, is equal to work done in bringing +1, work done in bringing +1 from infinity to p. Now suppose if we bring, instead of +1, if we bring +2 amount of charge from infinity to this point, definitely the work done will be double. If we bring 3 unit charge from infinity to that point, obviously work done will be triple. In the same manner, we can conclude that, hence we can conclude that work done in bringing q dash from infinity to p is obviously equal to vq dash. Okay, as because work done in moving plus 1 is V, work done in moving plus 2 is 2V, so work done in moving Q dash is obviously Q dash V. Now putting here the value of V, we will get QQ dash by 4 pi epsilon naught into R. And this diagram gets modified as, this one is Q, this one is Q dash, and the distance is R, this is O, this is P, because we have replaced plus 1 by Q dash. Okay, and this work done will remain stored in the form of potential energy, because obviously this work is also have been done against the force. So this is the potential energy. But the question is potential energy of which charge, Q dash or Q? To clear this confusion, we will simply first avoid Q and say it's potential energy of Q dash. Now considering that, if you neglect Q, put here Q equal to 0, because you have not considered Q. So put Q here 0. Obviously work done will become 0. That means potential energy will become 0. In the same manner, if we neglect Q dash, again potential energy becomes 0. So obviously this is not the potential energy of either of Q or Q dash, but this is the potential energy of system of charges, system of two charges. We will later discuss about more charges, means potential energy due to a number of charges. Okay, so currently this is the potential energy of system of two charges, Q and Q dash. It's not about any one of them. Clear? One more thing, if suppose this is your charge Q, okay, and someone is bringing plus 1 from infinity, and initially it was put here at point Y, then it was moved a little bit ahead and it was put at X. So obviously when it was brought to Y, the work done will be Vy, which is the potential at Y. So Vy is equal to potential at Y, which is also equal to work done in moving, because its definition, work done in moving plus 1 from infinity to Y. In the same manner, if potential at X is Vx, we can conclude that this is the potential at X. That means work done. That means work done in bringing plus 1 from infinity to X. Okay. And for a time being, suppose this is 30. Suppose its numerical value is 30 and numerical value of this one, that means Vx is 40. So we can conclude that if net work done in moving from infinity to this point is 30, while net work done in moving from this point to this point is 40, so definitely work done in moving this point to this point is 10. Okay, work done in moving here to here 30, work done in moving here to here 40. So obviously work done in moving from here to here is 10. And how will we get this? Just by subtracting the value of 30 from 40. That means by subtracting these two, because Vx we considered was 40 and Vy was 30. So definitely we can write as work done in moving plus 1 from Y to X is equal to Vx minus Vy. So this is Vx minus Vy. But mind that Vx and Vy both are potential, and so this is the potential difference. So difference of potential of the 2 points. So this is also can be written as potential difference between X and Y. So now we will consider that potential difference between 2 points X and Y is equal to work done in moving plus 1 from first point to second point. So if someone says that potential difference between A and B is 100, that means if a plus 1 charge is moved from A to B, the amount of work done will be 100 units. Okay. Now, suppose in the given diagram, which we discussed earlier. There was Q, there was 2 points, say this is X, this is Y, and the potential at corresponding points were Vx and Vy, and we have just moved +1 from here to here, and the work done was work done in moving +1 from Y to X was equal to Vy minus Vx, sorry, Vx minus Vy. Okay, so this was equal to potential difference. Now this is the work done in moving +1. So work done in moving +2 will be definitely twice of this one, and work done in moving +3 will be definitely thrice of this one. In the same manner, we can conclude that work done in moving Q dash from Y to X is obviously Vx minus Vy into Q dash. So if the potential, that is equal to PD into charge. So we can conclude that if potential difference is given between two certain points, two definite points, and the charge is moved from one point to another one, then the work done will be definitely potential difference into charge. Now, elaborating this one, W is equal to Vx minus Vy. We have just evaluated the value of V, which was in this format, Q by 4 pi epsilon naught into R. And for the time being, suppose this one is R1 and this one is R2. So obviously Vx will be Q by 4 pi epsilon naught R1 and Vy will be Q by 4 pi epsilon naught R2 into Q dash. Taking common Q by 4 pi epsilon naught, keeping here Q dash, we will get 1 by R1 minus 1 by R2. So if a charge is given there, say Q, and we have to move another charge Q dash from say one point to another, then the work done or potential energy stored in the system will be given by this, if distances are given. If distances are given. Okay. So this is all for today's class.